everybody, and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel. I have with me on Skype Anthony McFarlane Gonzalez. Now, Anthony, you come to Warsaw, but I mean, do you come to Warsaw often, or do you know it very well?
I can't say I know it very well. The outskirts, I do because of mountain bike racing, but not very often. I try with it.
Most of the time you come for racing, as far as I know. So when you think of Warsaw, I mean, it's the 2023 European destination of the year. What do you think of when you think of Warsaw? What are the attractions, or what's your impression first?
My impression is the capital city, so that's one of the things I would like to see. The history of where the fall of communism started, where the idea basically took to light, and the history of the world wars that were here, that fought here in these lands.
Yeah, that's what originally drew me here too. Very similar. Yeah. So it was a love of history.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of things, what have you done? What stands out in your mind about your visits to Warsaw besides cycling, of course? Yeah.
Well, the historical buildings. I love the old town. I went to go see the palace. I absolutely love that area. So it's one of the most beautiful areas in Poland. I absolutely love it. It's not the most.
It's a World Heritage Site, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very. I can't. If people don't see that, they're missing out. It's really one of the nicest spots.
Then in Europe, in fact, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. It's honestly a lot prettier than some of the German castles or the Austrian castles, and quite as impressive as some of the old Italian isolated towns that are still built like castles. So that says a lot.
It's on that hill overlooking the river too, so it has a very interesting position. You can see why they built it there, can't you?
Because of a fortification and the trade, because the Vistula was used as trade back in the 1700s, and they were even before then too. I'm just saying that's when they had the most traffic through there. But yeah, it has a lot of historical value of it, and it has still one of the main arteries. There's still main bridges there that go through there. There's on the other side, there's towns that have a lot of commerce. So it's just a very pretty area. I absolutely love it. But
you know the history of it, right? Of the old town, of the construction of it after the war.
Mm-mm.
It was totally reconstructed.
Oh, that I did not know. I thought
a lot of people don't know that. Can I tell you briefly?
Absolutely.
Would you like to hear it? Yeah, because after World War II, it was totally at the end of World War II, with the Warsaw Uprising, it was one of the main holdouts of the Home Army before the Nazi destruction of the city. And it was one of the last places to be evacuated by the Home Army, and they evacuated through the sewers. There's a famous movie about it by Andrzej Wajda called Canal. It's well worth watching. The AK evacuated through the sewers to the center of town, and at the end of September in 1944, during the uprising, the end of the uprising, and then the Germans came in and completely destroyed it, while the Russians sat on the opposite bank and watched.
Yeah. I know the history, but not that they completely destroyed it.
Well, they made some half-hearted efforts to say, to make it look like they tried to help, but they didn't really, the Russians. So it was totally leveled. And then it was rebuilt, actually under communism, through the sheer grit and determination of the Polish people. It was amazing. And with a lot of donations from American Poles, and not only, but from Polish diaspora around the world. According to paintings that were left from the 17th, 18th century, and also the original plans, because knowing what was going to happen, they hid the architectural plans.
Oh, that's genius. I didn't know that.
And made drawings and everything, other supplemental drawings, sketches and everything, so they would be able to replace this at the end of the war. So it's really a phenomenal story of the triumph of the people of Warsaw and the Polish people over the destruction at the hands of the Nazis, and the we could say the negligence of the Russians to interfere with that. Okay, we'll say goodbye to Anthony. We just lost him, but that's the end of the show anyway. And how about that? As much as Anthony knows about Poland and its history, there's always something you don't know. And it's a good point I mean, I'm learning these things myself all the time in my travels around Poland. New things all the time. And it's wonderful to make those discoveries. But how about that? The old town totally restored, and it's done so well that you can't even tell. Okay. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Poland Daily Travel.